So I just heard that I feel like how I make people feel. That made me feel so good because I feel so good all of the time. Like even when I'm in some like heavier emotions, I still feel good. Um it's just amazing being me right now, and it makes me just feel abundantly happy, abundantly prosperous, abundantly healthy, wealthy, just everything. So hearing that, or feeling, because it was a feeling in my body that I feel the way I make others feel, was such a gift. Because like, if I can make other people feel how I'm feeling, then yes, I'm glad I show up the way I do. I'm glad I show up the way I do because I feel tremendous, stupendous. I feel magical. I feel wonderful. I feel amazing. I feel marvelous. I feel like fairy dust. I feel like the ocean. I feel like the sun. I feel like I have more feelings. My awareness of myself allows me to feel more than I ever had before. Because I had to allow myself to feel more than I ever had before. Because I had to let go of more than I ever had before. And what I mean by letting go, I do mean it's a conscious thing. I don't mean rejecting people. That's the part we think that we have to do. But when you start to show up as you start to understand who you are and how amazingly you won't even, like, you will understand that you're protected until you just know you are protection. You don't need to be protected because you are protection. So you are free to live as you wish. You are the genie, the master, and the magic carpet. Period. You are God. You are I am. I am. I am. We are everything. We are all of it. Like, just imagine, if you can possibly imagine, the agenda. None of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is if you were born and told that you were a dog, you would grow up believing that you were a dog. It just like we made these agreements. The agreements are made that green is the color green, blue is the color blue, water is wet, the sun is hot. Like, we made those agreements for those terms, those words, all those feelings, those ideas, all of that. So we also made an agreement that we are human beings instead of God being. Instead of God being, expressing, experiencing, laughing, playing, joking, smoking, farting, eating, drinking. Instead of God being here having his fun, because for whatever the reason we like to think that it's sacrilegious if God does any of those things. Although we're told that we're made in his image and we do all those things. We are God. There is never a time we're not. There's never even a time that there could possibly be a separation, because we just are. The only illusion of separation is because you think you are a human being. It's like thinking you are a dog. And no matter what anybody else tries to tell you, like, yo, you are not a dog. Like, look at me, look at me, look at you. Can't you see that we are the same? And the person who believes they are a dog will look at you, see you, and not see themselves as you. They just can't do it because they've been told they are dogs. Not unless it's something inside of that person that believes that it's more than what it was told. If there's something inside of that person hungry for more than what is being told to them, then that person will start to understand and then believe that it was never a dog. It was always a God. And then once that person believes and wakes up every day in that belief that it is a God, that it is God, their world changes infinitely. Everything is like a dream come true. Every day, wishes unfold. Desire after desire after desire shows up. And I mean, it's the little things, like wanting to see a sunset, wanting to take a walk in the park and having it be such a gorgeous day, or knowing that you're thirsty, so the ground is thirsty, and having it rain. Quench everything's thirst. Or asking for the best work day ever and having it show up every single time. The best assignments ever. The best, whether it be for me, the patient, or anybody on my team. If my energy is needed where it is needed and I want to be there, then I'll be there. Because it's not about others and their needs or their wants. It's about mine. So I can continue to show up in my energy because I put myself first. I put myself first in my thoughts because it says seek first the kingdom, and everything else, other things will be added to you. The kingdom is inside. You are the temple for the divine because you are the divine. You deserve to be worshipped. You deserve for your thoughts to worship you. You deserve for your feelings to worship you. But we've been taught to not even acknowledge ourselves, to ignore our feelings. They are not relevant. We do not work from emotions and or feelings. And so therefore we were led astray that way. But paying attention to yourself, not denying yourself, brings in joy, because what you were trying to ignore holds on to you. It just holds on to you. You have to have an awareness of yourself. And when you do start to show up for you and you are mindful, at first I can remember in 2017 when I was in New Hampshire and I was reading my first book about mindfulness, I thought that what that author was writing was exhausting. It was exhausting me to even read it. How in the world could someone possibly live this life and be that much of a participant that person had written in that book? How could you possibly participate that much? How could you be that mindful, that aware? I could not fathom it, but I wanted it. Because if it was possible, I wanted it. And so my awareness of myself started to grow. I was thirsty and hungry for more of me. And things started shifting in my world. You don't necessarily see these things when you're not fully aware. And even when you are, sometimes the puzzle, it may come in sooner, but you're not like seeing. So sometimes you get like a flash of the whole puzzle. You know how you got the puzzle on the box and you can see the whole puzzle. But then when you take all those pieces out, it's now time for you to take the time to put the puzzle pieces together. And that part is the journey. So you get to see what the picture looks like, and then you have to journey to it. And that's what we're given a lot of times in our wishes, our wants, and our dreams. We can know what our dream looks like, and then we have to put the pieces of the puzzle. So when you are on that puzzle piece, sometimes you don't realize it, but the more aware you are of yourself being on a puzzle piece and just moving into your correct slot on your puzzle, you just enjoy being on your. It is the magic carpet, your puzzle piece. You are riding the magic carpet. And then you start to understand, like, look at that moon. That moon is you and is of you. That moon is me and is of me. I am as beautiful, if not more. Because all is me. All is you. All of this beauty you see is not because it's outside of you. It is reflecting you. And when you choose to see the bad, that is reflecting you as well. And I don't mean ignore. What I mean is that you are labeling it as bad. If you let the label good or bad go, and I know that seems like a radical idea, but the only reason why you holding on to it is because somebody else taught you to. You didn't come here thinking something was right or wrong, good or bad. You didn't. You were a clean slate. You could have created anything you wanted to. Mike Tyson wouldn't be the king of the boxing world if people thought boxing was wrong. And at some point, it's a gladiator sport. If people thought gladiator sports were just wrong, there would not be. And here we are, we have them, and we see, yes, they can be injurious, but they can be enjoyable. We have to learn to let go labels, because it will free you to do more than what you could ever imagine by having that limit of that label on you, in your mind, in your consciousness. And what I mean by letting it go, just intend to let it go. It is my intention to be label free, to not label things. I let go good and bad. I let go right and wrong. I let go correct and incorrect. I just let go of labels. And let go of gossiping. If there's something that you want to say about someone and you're not saying it to them, then you are gossiping. Especially if it has anything derogatory, which is a label you can let go of, whether something is good or bad, right? So is gossiping good or bad? We can let go of that. Wow, like this rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It is my desire to help as many people that are ready to empower themselves, to free themselves, to free their consciousness, to realize the God they are, to realize the illusion of separation, to realize and feel the unity with all there is, because you are all there is. The knowing of that There is nothing that can change your viewpoint once you know who you are. Once you understand who you are, then your powers, think about it. When Spider-Man got bit, he didn't know he was Spider-Man at first. He knew he got bit and there was some crazy things going on. And it was giving him powers. And it was allowing him to do things that he had never been able to do before. And that's just like this is. That's exactly how it is. Once you become aware of yourself, aware that you are consciousness, and you can tap into yourself for every answer that you could ever need, because you are consciousness. Then your answers show up and you are not confused anymore. And it does not matter what anybody else says, because the gifts that are coming to you are for you. They're not for anyone else. And so the way that they come to you is for you. But of course, they're for everyone else. Because you are everyone. But the way that it comes to you is for you. And it just keeps coming the more aware you are that it is an infinite amount of abundance. Everything is in abundance. Every single thing. But you have to have an abundance mindset. And that is understanding. Just understanding that that is the case. You may see things with your physical eyes that could look like poverty and scarcity. And yes, that is true on those levels, because it's kind of like being in Mario and you have leveled up to a place where no longer you don't have those things that you had to get through on level 1 here on level 8. It's not there. Those things you've done already. So those things got you to level 8. You're mastering them, got you to level 8. So now you're at level 8 and it's just freer here. You now just get to swim and party and relax and make wishes and watch them come true. Just watch them unfold. Ask questions and have the answers show up, and have no confusion. No confusion about your answers. Because you feel them. They make you feel a certain way. They make you, And like I said, there's nothing anybody can tell you about what you come to know. Because mostly you'll hear a message and then you will walk the walk and have some type of an experience that is now allowing you to believe that it is absolutely true. So it is experiential evidence. It is you've experienced it somehow. And so therefore you know it's true. And there's nothing that anybody can do to change it. So I'm always giving the example of, being pregnant and giving birth and raising children, but having them like maybe die in a war. Say you have sons and all your sons go, like Saving Private Ryan, whatever. And all your sons go to war. Well, now you don't have sons, but nobody can take away from you the experience of being pregnant, raising your family, and like they cannot take that away from you. So what am I saying here? Once you know, because to a person who's never grown a human being inside of them, they have no idea what it actually feels like to do so. And they can only imagine what it would feel like to do so. And they don't understand or have any idea of the bond that actually exists there, whether one acknowledges it or not. So rather that other person who has had children but had them taken away, they still know what it feels like, and there's nothing you can do to convince them that they never had sons, because of course they know that they did, because they experienced that part. So that's what I'm saying. So with this knowings that you're getting, some of them are like just some type of way, either in your imagination, somewhere you will experience it, and the knowing will sit in you. I mean, it could be from a movie, a commercial, a song, something someone said. Somebody today just said, where did I go? I went to go get something to eat, maybe? Where did I go? And somebody said the code that I've always used for the last 30 years for a lot of things. Just out of the blue, just said it, which honestly means I love you. I mean, like, I get told this stuff in different ways all day long. All day long, I see, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I feel it, I hear it. And it is me sending me love notes. I love you, baby. I love you. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You that lovable one right there. I love you, girl. Yes, you. Yeah, you. Love you. Love me some you. Love me some Yachty. Love me some Yanni. I love me that Yana right there. Yeah, she a keeper. Although she not gonna let you tie her down, because she is now free. Freer than she has ever been. So you have got to be free. You gotta be free. And if you're not free, just want to be free. Just want it. Want it in the best way. Want your freedom in the best way. Like that long, like just so you can understand, have those experiences that will get you to it. And it doesn't have to take long. It does not at all. Because a year ago, I could not imagine this. And then it sends me a song saying exactly what I feel, exactly what I've been saying, exactly in the most beautiful, melodious way that I could not have, a year ago, I could not have imagined feeling what I feel. I could not have imagined this rebirth. I could not have imagined this level of consciousness. And I am so happy to be here. And I thank my husband, because of his transition, I am more aware of myself, like every moment of every day, because I'm super aware of us. I look, I feel, I receive constantly. I am in a perpetual, consistent, constant stream of receiving. And how beautiful is that? Because it keeps my cup. I don't even have a cup. I am the ocean. I am water. So today I found out that one of the meanings for Mary is, like Jesus' mother Mary was water. And I remember having a vivid dream that I was Mary. And I'm so attached. Water is an attachment I have. And I understand, well, I'm also born Pisces. So the deeper things, the deepest of the deep, is where I go. It's where I want to be. That's where I long for. So not everybody's going to understand what I can bring up from those places. And it's not for me to judge whether a person can or cannot understand it. It's not for me. Yeah. So it's just for me to show up. And since I can go that way, I can share it with everybody else. And the God inside of the God that I'm with knows which part of the message it's going to hear, when it's going to hear it, how it's going to affect it, what part of the journey it's going to be on once it downloads or whatever. It is just up to me to share. And I say, yes, I will share. I love sharing because I love people and I care for people. And if I can help them free themselves from thinking that they are dis-ease. We are never a disease. We are God. Just like understanding that will free you of every dis-ease within all of your bodies. The alignment is a wonderment. You will bask in your own glory because you are God. But somebody told us that that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be so humble. And they tell us this definition of humble. And they keep telling us that that's what we're supposed to be. But why aren't they? Why are they allowed not to be? Anyway, be your best self. Be your truest self. Be your authentic self. Show up as the God you are. Understand that you are God. And then you will see how limitless you are. There are no limits. The only limits are your thoughts. Your thoughts have been chained. Where they've been chained to? This earthly realm, thinking that you are human. So, no, you are not a dog. You are a God. No, you are not a human. You are a God. You are God. Like, you have to let go of what somebody else told you about God. You have to let go of what somebody else told you about perfection. You have to let go of what somebody else told you about paradise. That was something that they sold you on. The answers to all of those things are inside of you. The truth of those things are inside of you. But you have to still be willing to let go of what anybody else told you about you. What anybody else told you about this earth. What anybody else is trying to show you on their television. You gotta be able to let go of those things to receive the truth. And the truth will set you free. And you will be freer than you ever have been because you will understand that you are God the whole time. That you were in a self-bondage. That you could get out of at any time. You were Dorothy with the shoes on the whole entire time. Could have clicked your heels the whole time to get home. But it was a journey that allowed you to realize that you could have done it whole entire time. Because now you know you are it. You got it. You can done it. You can do it. You are it. You're being. You're living in your being. You're living in your God being. And others will see your shine, and you will allow yourself to freely love on all of those, on everyone, because you realize that you are everyone, that you are God. Like, there is no person here that's not God. There's no dog here, no cat here, no bug here, no element here that's not God. So you will learn and you will respect the power of love, and that is God. And when you're able to freely share love, freely share love with others, and especially those that challenge you, especially those that bring you a challenge, when you can freely love them, you will continue to freely receive love. It does not cost you anything but your own love. When you dole out love, I got 25 cents worth of love for you. You gets nothing. That's how love comes back to you. And you think that what you're in is the best that you can get, not knowing that there is an abundance of it, and you don't have to work for love at all. So you definitely don't have to work hard for it. It is the easiest thing you could possibly do. Once you understand that it is the ones who challenge you that help you to grow. Because if you can continue to love them, you can understand that they are God. If you can just understand that they are God expressing, then you can back down on your fever. Because you realize you are God expressing, so they are God expressing. Okay. Well, why would I be upset with God expressing? Okay. No, I'm not. So I dropped that. You're right. And why do I need to forgive? Oh, I took offense. Offense is a choice. Okay, I don't need to forgive anybody for anything, because I choose not to be offended ever. It is a choice always. And since it's my choice, that's my choice. Nope. I will always see another side, the better side, the best side of everything. That is my choice. And I make it. I declare it. I will always see the best in everything. Because I always want the best to show up for me. So in every person, I see the best. Because I see me reflected in that person, and I know I am the best. I'm not looking for the worst, and I can't with some people. No, I can with everybody. I can with everybody and everything. I can. And I do. Because I am. And I realize that I've created everything, and everything is for me. So why would I get upset with something that I made for me? That's ridiculous. Love is that stuff. It is that juicy juice. Ooh-wee. Yes, sir. You gotta come get to know it. Get to know you. And take all the time you need. Because all the time's gonna be there for you anyway. All the time you need.